This video will explain how to identify the major operator in a predicate formula. So just as in propositional logic we could identify one of the logical operators as the major operator, we can do the same in predicate logic as well. For the most part, the major operator in a predicate logic formula will be the quantifier. However, we can also have formulas that are a mix of predicate formulas and propositional operators. And those may have a propositional operator as the major operator. So watch out. Don't just assume that the quantifier is necessarily the major operator. We will figure out what is the major operator by seeing how the formula breaks into chunks, just as we did to find the major operator in propositional logic formulas. So let's look at some examples. So if we have the formula for all x, px, well, then the major operator is the universal quantifier. We've got one chunk, and the only operator is the universal quantifier, so that's the major operator. But suppose we instead had the formula, it's false that for all x, px. Well, now there's only one chunk still. All of this is one chunk. But now the major operator is the negation, because it's the one on the outside. If we had for all x not px, then again the universal quantifier would be the major operator. If we have the formula, there exists an x, px, and qx, well, we have one chunk here, so the existential quantifier is the major operator. However, if we have the formula for all x, if for all x px, then for all x qx. Well, now we have two chunks, and so the arrow is going to be the major operator because it joins the two chunks. So it's really very much like finding the major operator in propositional logic. It's just we have a couple of new operators. We have the existential quantifier and the universal quantifier, and they act really just like negations. So if you are good at finding the major operator when you have negations, it shouldn't be much of a challenge to then extend that knowledge to the universal quantifier and the existential quantifier.